Well, Nintendo fans, we just got some pretty major news on the evening of Tuesday, December 6th, out of nowhere from none other than Phil Spencer. Let's talk about this. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are talking about Phil Spencer's latest and greatest tweets regarding their acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and I'm just going to go right into it. He has promised, if their deal goes through their acquisition of Activision Blizzard, he has promised to bring Call of Duty back to Nintendo platforms. Now, this is huge news. A lot of you might be watching this like, oh, I don't care about Call of Duty. I don't care. I have always been a huge fan of Call of Duty, but specifically Call of Duty on Nintendo is kind of where I got started. I played Call of Duty 3 on the Wii when I was like 8 years old, and then from there, I got these two beautiful, beautiful games on my Wii U. I actually still do a video on these every year because I like going back and checking in the community. There are still players on these games in 2022. I'm going to be doing a video in the new year on them again, but this is crazy. I love Call of Duty. I specifically love playing Call of Duty on Nintendo platforms back in the day, and since Ghost, we have not gotten that. So let's go ahead and read this tweet from Phil Spencer, because this is crazy. Microsoft has entered a 10-year commitment to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo following the merger of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard King. Microsoft is committed to helping bring more games to more people, however they choose to play. The following tweet says, I'm also pleased to confirm that Microsoft has committed to continue to offer Call of Duty on Steam simultaneously to Xbox after we have closed the merger with Activision Blizzard King. That's just kind of them covering their bases so people don't think they're going to hold it exclusively to the Xbox Game Pass PC app or something like that, you know? So if you're wondering why Phil Spencer is just tweeting this right now, it's because they're trying to get the acquisition to actually go through. Right now, I believe it's the FTC. They're trying to block it, basically. Sony has been really pushing, saying that it would give Microsoft an unfair advantage in the gaming market if Xbox and Microsoft owns Call of Duty. Specifically, it's funny, they keep using the word Call of Duty in court, but it's Activision as a whole, but it's Call of Duty. They're worried about Call of Duty. Crying Jim, they've been obviously I'm a huge PS5 fan. I have a PS5, but it's funny seeing, Jim Ryan and PlayStation trying to block this deal, whereas Phil Spencer has basically been saying all of the right things. Now, when they announced this deal, I was very worried because I thought that meant that Call of Duty would eventually become exclusive to Xbox, and while that still may happen, the deals that they've kind of offered to the table, to the FTC and everything, has been 10 years. They said they would bring Call of Duty to PlayStation 5 for the next 10 years guaranteed. And now they're saying the same thing for Nintendo. Obviously, this is a ploy to try to get them to let the deal go through, let the acquisition go through, because if it doesn't go through, Microsoft is out a lot of money. They have to pay $3 billion in just like, damage, not even damage. I don't know what the term is, but regardless, Activision's getting paid something for this. So it is in Microsoft's best interest to actually get the deal to go through now, because they've already gone this far. And, owning Call of Duty would probably be a pretty good thing. Now, do I think this is actually going to happen? Yes, I do think the deal is going to go through. It'll probably be, a year from now, but I do think this deal will eventually go through. The real question is, what does this actually mean, and when are we going to get it? You might look at this tweet and be like, oh, that means Call of Duty 2023, 2024, because if there's not a game in 2023, it means that game's coming to the Switch. I don't think so. I don't think it means that. I do think it means, we have probably 3 or 4 years to wait until we get anything Call of Duty related on the Switch. Unless Activision already had something in the works, which, based on the fact that we're 6 years into the Switch now and we did not have anything, I'm guessing that's probably not the case. If we're talking the OG Switch hardware here, it's very unlikely that we get, Modern Warfare 2 or the next Black Ops game or whatever Sledgehammer's working on next. It's very unlikely, or even Warzone 2. It's very unlikely we get any of that stuff on the Switch due to the Switch's hardware. They could theoretically port down Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone 2 to the Switch, but I don't think so. That would be a lot of effort, and frankly, I don't really know if it would be worth it, because then they would have to keep up with that version. It's not that they couldn't do it, I don't think. It's the fact that they're not going to want to keep up with it, because Warzone is a game that gets updated, every few weeks. They don't want to have to keep updating. And Call of Duty in general gets updated all the time. If they have to pare down a version, they don't want to have to keep, paring down everything for, eternity, trying to keep these things connected if they're crossplay, because Warzone 2 is crossplay, so is Modern Warfare 2. So I think it's more likely, if we get anything on the Nintendo Switch, it would be Call of Duty Mobile, or Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. They just announced, I think earlier this year, that Warzone proper, the first Warzone, the original map, I can't remember the name of it, from Modern Warfare 2019, they announced that is coming to mobile as its own standalone game, I believe. So I think that, if anything, maybe could happen. Now, back in 2017 when the Switch came out, I was confident. I was so confident that Modern Warfare Remastered would come to the Switch. I thought it just seemed like such an obvious thing. It was a remaster of a 360 game, and The Switch was already kind of doing well right out the gate. Even if it had happened in 2018, I feel like that would have made sense just to get a Call of Duty game on Switch. There is not a good first-person shooter on Switch. The Switch is going to become the best-selling console of all time. That is insane. I guess the closest thing you have is, what, Borderlands? And that's obviously not fitting that itch. You have Overwatch. So the fact that Call of Duty is not on the Switch is absolutely insane, and it's nice to know that they are working to rectify it. Another fear of mine is, could this just mean cloud versions? Obviously, Xbox is pushing this whole xCloud or Xbox Cloud Gaming initiative. Could this just mean, hey, we're going to put Modern Warfare 2 on the Switch through cloud? I think that's also possible, unfortunately. I hate to say it. We've seen other games on the Switch. A big recent example, a game that was partnered with Xbox, although not Xbox published, was A Plague Tale Requiem from Asobo. Maybe, you know, they could do something like that, where it's just a cloud version. Resident Evil also had this happen, where you have the cloud versions of all the remakes and 7 and 8 on Switch. That is totally possible, that we just get a cloud version of Call of Duty. Now, the final option, and what I think is probably the most likely at this point, is despite him saying this now in 2022, this probably won't even go into effect, really, until 2026 or 7, because these things take time. Development takes a long time. Right now, they're already making Call of Duty 2025, 2026. You know, Sledgehammer's already working. That would be 2025, right? Sledgehammer would be 2025 if they skip 2023, depending on the cycle. If it continues normally, the rumor right now is that there's not going to be a game in 2023. Actually, I don't even think it's a rumor. I think they actually said that in an earnings call. So I think realistically, this would just mean that no Call of Duty on the OG Switch, but Switch 2, assuming that comes out, I don't think it's coming out within the next year or two, but assuming that comes out 2026, maybe even late 2025, maybe even 2027, who knows, it would be on the Switch 2, basically. I think that is our most likely scenario. Obviously, we don't know how powerful that system will end up being, but I think it would probably be more than capable of handling, you know, a ported down version of Warzone 2. Obviously, it's still going to be a handheld, so it's not going to be as powerful as the PS5. There's no chance, but just getting something on that base level, you know, the Series S isn't crazy powerful in comparison to the Xbox One. I think the Switch 2 should certainly, hopefully, be more powerful than an Xbox One around there, you know. So I think it's totally possible. Right now, Modern Warfare 2 is on Xbox One, so I think that's our goalpost, is Switch 2, Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch, finally back. That is my dream. I don't even know if I'll play it on Switch, but it just pains me knowing that, like, this game specifically, this was my childhood, and I know that's like a weird, like, nostalgia thing. Is this actually a good version? Actually, yes. It didn't get DLC, but, you know, that's besides the point. It just pains me knowing that there is so many people that would probably play Call of Duty if given the opportunity, and they just can't because it's not on Nintendo Switch, which is, right now, the most popular platform by far. So, hopefully this actually happens. Hopefully Phil Spencer is true to his word. I've seen a lot of people calling him a liar. You can't really lie about something like this. There's no way he's lying. He's signing legal documents. You know, there's no chance he's just lying about this. It might be some loophole crap, like I was talking with Game Pass or Xbox Cloud. You know, could be a cloud version. It could be something like that. Could be Warzone mobile. But in some capacity, Call of Duty is coming back to Nintendo in the coming years, and that is very exciting to me. So let me know what you think of all this down in the comments below. Are you excited for the potential of Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch? Maybe we'll get some Joy-Con motion controls. I don't know. People love the Wiimote in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on Wii U. I know that much, in the Wii Call of Duties as well. So yeah, let me know what you think of all this down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo news and coverage. And until next time, folks, peace.